Hi, I'm Hunter Reineck, and this is the Weekly Bugle for the week of November 13th to November 19th, 2023. On this show, we cover local and world news, upcoming events, science, history, health, art, and whatever you need to be on the know of. Before we get into it though, there are still no sponsors for the show, so if you're interested and want to help fund the show, contact me at the email in the description. No matter what though, thank you so much for watching and supporting the show with your views and time. I really appreciate it. And again, a quick reminder, you can still donate to Extra Life to help sick and injured children. If you want to donate and learn more, you can go to the link in the description below. Anyways, on with the show. Jumping into this week in science, SpaceX launched its second test flight of Starship over the past weekend. The test ended with both the booster and spacecraft exploding minutes after launch. It did, however, reach space, which is considered an improvement and a success, but shortly after it lost communication. According to SpaceX officials, the ship's self-destruct system blew itself up over the Gulf of Mexico. Even then, the launch is still looked at as a success, as all the data retrieved from this flight will be used to better the next version of the spacecraft. Starship is planned to land astronauts on the moon by the end of 2025 or shortly thereafter for NASA. So hopefully before then, Starship will have a fully successful test flight and will be returning to the moon sooner rather than later. Moving on to health this week, in a Duke-led study on nanoplastics, it shows a connection between them and Parkinson's disease. Nanoplastics are shown to interact with a particular protein that is naturally found in the brain, which can create changes linked to Parkinson's disease and some types of dementia. Parkinson's disease has been called the fastest growing neurological disorder in the world, said principal investigator Andrew West. Plastics that are improperly disposed have been shown to break down into very small pieces and accumulate in water and food supplies, making nano and microplastics that were found in the blood of most adults in a recent study. According to West, technology needed to monitor nanoplastics is still at the earliest possible stages and not ready to answer all the questions we have. With plastics an everyday part of almost, if not all of our lives, it's important to find ways to reduce our usage of them, whether or not be using single-use plastics, finding ways to reuse products, or making sure to recycle what plastics you use. Taking a small amount of time to do those things can greatly impact our health and the planet in the future. So try to make the time to reduce, reuse, and recycle when possible. This week in history, on November 19th, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address. In less than 275 words, a speech that only lasted 2 to 3 minutes, Lincoln delivered a speech that reflected his redefined belief that the Civil War was not just a fight to save the Union, but a struggle for freedom and equality for all. Just 4 months earlier at Gettysburg, one of the single bloodiest battles of the Civil War was fought. 45,000 men were killed, injured, and captured or went missing. This battle and speech ended up being a huge turning point in the war, which ultimately led to the Union winning the war and freeing the slaves. Moving on to world news, hospitals have been the main area of focus in Gaza the last week. The reports of Israel bombing and attacking them due to Hamas taking refuge or having bases located in them. This has been supposedly proven through videos released by Israel officials and a few other news sources backing those claims and videos up. No matter what the reason, this has brought strain on the hospital systems in Gaza, yet again catching innocent civilians in the crossfire. And somewhat good news at least, as of today, at least 26 premature babies have been evacuated from Gaza hospitals to Egypt, and hopefully giving them a better chance at survival. As I keep on saying each week, it is important to be vigilant of misinformation. Before video evidence and other sources back these claims, posts were shared saying that Israel was unjustly attacking these hospitals in attempts just to kill Palestinians, and Hamas wasn't even present. Even now, with supposed video evidence and other sources backing that Hamas was present in the hospitals, it's important to keep up to date on what is happening. New information is coming out 24/7 in this conflict. The story and narrative may keep on changing as we find out more and more information. Things originally presented as fact and thought to be truth may potentially change down the line. So make sure before you share anything to double check its sources. Also, it's important to remember, even anything covered in this show can potentially be wrong. With any stories that I cover, I'm working off current studies or information known. Try my best to only pull from sources that are credible, but even then, they or I might possibly make mistakes. So try your best to make sure what you're sharing and reading is the truth so you don't add to the pile of misinformation out there. Finally, getting to local news. Since November is Native American Heritage Month, we're going to take a look at some Native American history in Ohio. Specifically, the Battle of Fallen Timbers, which took place right by present-day Maumee, Ohio. On August 20th, 1794, General Anthony Wayne fought against the Maumee, Shawnee, and Lenape people in the woods by the Maumee River. The Native American forces were led by leaders like Chief Little Turtle of the Miami. Little Turtle proved himself as a force to be reckoned with, as he previously decimated the expeditionary force of General Arthur St. Clair, who was in the territory to build a series of forts between the Ohio River and Lake Erie. However, even with the experienced military commander like Little Turtle, Wayne led American troops to a decisive victory. Eventually, this led to the Treaty of Greenville, which ultimately ended the Northwest Territory Indian War. Little Turtle supposedly said that he was the last to sign the treaty and he would be the last to break the treaty. He'll go on to try to keep peace and land for his people until his death in July of 1812. Unfortunately, as we know, the European settlers kept on pushing and taking more and more land from the natives. An estimated 13 million indigenous people died or were killed by the end of the United States westward expansion. However, this number is probably nowhere near the exact number. Today, there are roughly 7 million Native Americans still living living in the US, with that number growing slowly every year. It is important to celebrate your heritage, no matter where you come from, to make sure the stories and traditions of our ancestors aren't fully lost to the passage of time. If you wish to learn more or see more about the Battle of Fallen Timbers, you can check out the park tour video I made in the description or at the end of the video. Now getting to upcoming events, make sure to make it out to the Toledo Zoo for the Lights Before Christmas. It's a spectacular event that enshrines the entire zoo in the bright glow and joy that Christmas lights bring. The event lasts from now until December 31st, so you have plenty of time to go enjoy the decorations and animals. If you have the time and money, make sure to make it out to the zoo to experience some holiday cheer and make some memories. Finally, to leave you off with something nice and wholesome, here's a nice video submitted to r/wholesome by user HonestInternal187 of a doggo watching and taking in the love from their owner. Enjoy. And that's it for the show today. If you happen to have a story, art, or something interesting you think should be on the show, contact me at the email below. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay happy and healthy. See you guys on the next Weekly Bugle. Bye.